Welcome to the Science Experience podcast, where we explore the latest and most exciting papers and preprints in science. And before we jump into today's material, if you could just take a moment to like, subscribe, and maybe share this deep dive with friends and family.
It really does help support the science experience.
It absolutely does. So today we are taking a deep dive into canine aging. We're looking at a pretty landmark multi-omic study on beagles that was just published in GeroScience.
Right.
And the mission here is, I think, really simple: to use dogs not just as our companions, but as a kind of furry window into the fundamental mechanisms of our own aging.
And for GeroScience, the study of aging dogs, or Canis lupus familiaris, they're pretty much the perfect translational model.
Why is that?
Well, they share our homes, they share our environment, our pollution, and most importantly, they naturally develop almost all the same age-related diseases we do.
You mean things like cancer and neurodegeneration?
Exactly. Cancer, metabolic issues, cognitive decline, and it often follows a very similar timeline to humans.
Okay, so let's unpack this study. The researchers focused on 40 laboratory beagles.
40 of them. And they divided them very specifically to capture the whole aging process.
Right, so you have the young dogs, the old dogs, and then the what they call the truly geriatric dogs.
Yep. And that cohort let them do a massive profile. They weren't just looking at one thing. They analyzed thousands of genes in the blood. That's the transcriptomic, kind of the cell's blueprint.
And the proteins, too.
And thousands of proteins in the plasma, the proteome. You can think of those as the actual tools the cell uses. They were basically looking for any molecular machinery that, clearly shifts as the dogs get older.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think, where all those thousands of molecular changes actually converged. It wasn't random. It all pointed toward these deeply conserved pathways that we already know are crucial in human aging, specifically inflammation, DNA repair, and collagen maintenance.
Yeah, the degree of conservation is just profound.
How surprising is that, really? That the molecular wiring for getting old is so similar between us and a dog.
Well, when they compared the dog's age-related gene changes to published human studies, the pattern was strikingly similar. The dog's aging blueprint was, markedly enriched for genes tied to the core human hallmarks of aging.
Okay, so tell us what those hallmarks actually looked like in the dog's blood.
You saw two huge shifts. First, that classic inflammaging signature.
The chronic inflammation thing.
Exactly. It's the low-grade, constant inflammation that drives so many age-related diseases. And second, you saw clear signs of genomic instability.
What does that mean practically?
Key genes that are involved in maintaining the cell's life clock, something like TERT, which is related to telomeres, and the cell's stop sign, CDKN1A.
Oh, senescence.
Right. They were highly active. It essentially shows that the body's basic maintenance and repair programs were starting to break down.
And it wasn't just the genes, the actual physical structure of the body, the extracellular matrix, the ECM, that was also showing its age.
Exactly right. The proteome, so the actual proteins, showed a real decline in the production of that ECM. You could see it in lower levels of key structural collagens.
Which lines up perfectly with, tissue stiffening and things like that, which we see in older people. But here's the puzzle. The gene instructions, the transcriptomics, they overlapped beautifully with humans.
Yes.
But the actual functional proteins showed no significant overlap with human protein studies. So why would the blueprint match if the final product doesn't?
That is the big question. It could point to a true biological difference in how dogs and humans assemble those proteins from the instructions.
So a species-specific thing.
It could be. But, and this is a major technical caveat, the tool they use, the SomaScan assay, it's highly, highly optimized for human proteins. So it's actually possible we just weren't detecting the full suite of dog proteins accurately.
I see. So it might be a measurement problem, not a biology problem.
It's a possibility we have to consider. But overall, what this deep dive really reinforces is just how deeply conserved the molecular programs of aging are, especially at the blueprint level. It really validates using dogs for this kind of research.
So what does this all mean for you, listening at home? Given that these molecular signatures of aging are so well conserved, what does this success or, failure of anti-aging drugs currently being tested in our pets like rapamycin, what does that tell us about their future in people? It's something for you to chew on.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support the Science Experience. We'll be back soon with more exciting science.